Hey guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I'm here. I hope that you're doing fine and you're getting ready to fill out the DV lottery next month. It's gonna be next month. My name is Charity Nganga, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. I'm going for a meeting, conference. That's one of the things that we do here. When you have your kids in a school, you go and you meet the teacher in person. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm a little bit early. It's 8:20. So there were questions there, and I want to talk about them. And the one that caught my eye was a question that was asked by someone who was asking me, how was I able to fill out my paperwork without a passport? Because I didn't have a passport. Now, I don't want you guys to confuse stuff. What I would like you to do is to know that times change. When we filled out our DV lottery, no passport was required at that moment when we were filling it out. There was no passport when we were filling out, and there was no passport that was required when we were filling out our paperwork, the DS-260. Because when you win your DV lottery, they will send you more information on how to fill out the DS-260. The DS-260 is the paperwork that you're gonna tell them more about yourself, your family members, and all that. So when we were filling out our DS-260, we didn't require to have a passport. Those were the rules then. So we did do all that, and then we did. We got our passports after we got our 2NL, because it's a process. First of all, you win your DV lottery, then you have to fill out your DS-260, and then when you submit your stuff, nowadays it's submitted online, that's when they send you the 2NL. The 2NL tells you the day of your appointment, and it also gives you information about your medical, whereby you're supposed to call the medical, and you tell them that you're going for your medical is specifically for a DV lottery, so that they can schedule your appointment near to your visa appointment. So at that point, we did not need to have a passport when we were filling out our DS-260, but we needed it when we were going for our visa appointment, and at the same time, we needed it when we were going to our medical. So guys, I do not want you to confuse that and say that that's what is happening right now. Then another time came whereby they said that the DV lottery, when you're filling it out, you needed to have a passport, of which that one reduced the number of applicants drastically. It did, because you find that sometimes sometimes it's hard for someone to get a passport. Because because sometimes you think about your basic needs, and the economy is bad. So what are you going to think about getting a passport or whatever? So after a while, two people went to court and they disputed that, and it was changed again. And to apply for the DV lottery, you do not need to have a passport. You don't need a passport right now for the application. But after you have won your DV lottery, you will be expected to have a passport so that you can enter your information in your DS-260. So you have to have that. And that's where I want you guys to be very clear, because I do not want you to get lost somewhere. So very, very, very important that you have to have it after you win your DV lottery, which is a good thing. And that opens a very big space for someone else who doesn't have a passport and they would like to apply for the DV lottery. So that one really helps. So I hope that one is clear. Now the other one was asking about names. They were saying that if they can add a name of I think how I read the question was like the child's name is her dad's name, is for the dad, and they want to add their name when they are doing the application. How I would go about that is that every child, or every person, regardless of where you are born, you must have a birth certificate. And if you don't have it, then you need to go and find out where to get it, your birth certificate, because it comes into play. Especially when you're getting your passport, you must have your birth certificate, because a passport, most most countries, I think it's the law of the world or the land or whatever, is that a passport, you have to be a citizen. Because here in the US, for you to get a passport, you have to be a US citizen. Another thing, even in Kenya, when we were going to get our passports, everybody needed to have their birth certificate. So I had mine, Francis had his, and my children had their birth certificates. So what I would say about the name, don't add your name if it is not on the birth certificate, because that's going to give you a headache when you win your DV lottery. So if it's for a child, just use the name that is on the birth certificate, so that the passport is not going to give you a headache, especially with the names. Because when there are different names, sometimes they will require an affidavit, you will go through a lot of stress. So just use the name that's on the birth certificate. Then there was another question about when you're doing the application, because like I said, you can apply your own entry and your husband can apply their own entry, and make sure that you are including each other and your children, your stepchildren, or your adopted children. So they were asking if you can use the same photo. Yeah, you can. You can use the same photo because you're the same person. The only thing you're doing is that you're trying to increase your chances by applying for yourself, and then your spouse applying for himself and including all of you. And even you have to include, I have to repeat this, you have to include, so if it's a husband, they have to include the wife and the kids. If it's a wife, they have to include the husband and the kids. So you can use the same photo, that's no problem. That one is no problem. You can do that, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean. And I need you guys to fill out the DV lottery, because you don't need a passport to do it, just fill it out. But make sure that your photo is correct. I have talked about the photo, guys, and I still see that question. Please be going back to my videos. Actually, the photo video, it was very current, and I'm gonna pin it on this one. You know, when you're watching the video, there's something that comes out and says suggested videos for you. That one, I have pinned a video that's gonna help you about the photo, and I am gonna do that. That way you can watch that video about the photo again, because I've explained very, very good what you need to do to get your photo, because it has to be a perfect photo. And guys, don't run the last minute. Do it now. Get your photo now, so that when the DV lottery opens, it's going to be early November. I think it's on the 5th. Then you will be ready to do your application. So make sure that you're having the photo. Now, the other one was about custody. I think this custody thing is so much stressful, because everybody does ask about custody. Do you need to get the whole custody, or do you need to get half custody? Now, this one was saying that the dad is a deadbeat husband, they don't help or whatever. Then if they are a deadbeat husband and you're the one who has been providing something, you need a sole custody of that. Just a document that says that you are the one who is in charge of that child. You know what I mean? Because what I've seen here in the US is that every parent is involved. Even if let's assume you get a child when you're 15 years old, you're teenagers and you get kids, and the boy is 15 or 16 or whatever, they are responsible for that child. There's something that is called, especially when kids reach 15, 16, and maybe they have kids, or they want to be making their own decisions, depending on their background or whatever. We have something called an emancipated minor, whereby they can make their own decisions. They can go to the doctor. They don't need their parents' consent. Of course, if you get if you have a child, if you are the person, or you're the teenager who cannot keep their pants zipped up, and you have a child with a girl, here you are responsible. That's your child. You know what I mean? I've seen people giving stories that they had their first child when they were 15, 16, 17, 18. Of course, in the African culture, that's different. I know it's different. So, and even if it's a girl who got pregnant at 16 or at 15, whatever, they are liable to that child. You cannot say that you're not going to take care of that child unless you want to give up your child for adoption. So, if you are the person, the other spouse or the other partner is not involved in that child's care, then it is your responsibility to claim that child as yours. So the only thing you will need is something. You can go to a lawyer and you just get a documentation that is gonna show that you are the parent, and that's it. That there is no other parent who is involved in the care of that child. That's all that you need to do, guys. That is all that you need to do. And then when you do that, you'll be good. you be good. So I hope that I was able to answer some of them. And guys, please fill out the DV lottery. I've seen people reaching out to me and they want to chat with me, especially on my DM. But when I try to find you, to look up your profile, I can't find you. There was a person who had texted me and they wanted something. So the best thing, instead of writing to me and telling me that you want us to chat, I would like you to ask me a question. Just type your question there. As long as it's an appropriate question, and as long as it's something that I am able to talk about, I can, guys. So that's the best way, because I sit down, I go through the what's going on or whatever that you guys require me to talk about, and I talk about it. But I need you guys to be ready. Filling out the DV lottery is just a chance. It can change your life. It changed mine, guys. If I am still in Kenya right now, I could not be a registered nurse. I could not, guys. And even your children, encourage them to fill out the DV lottery. Even your children who are finishing high school, encourage them to do nursing. Because nursing is another way that you can come here to the US without having a DV lottery. Like, you just come in and you are able to survive. Because you will come with a work visa, and you can even come with your family. Encourage your children. Don't encourage your children to do computer science or whatever, and they're not going to get a job. No, tell them to do nursing. And I'm going to talk about agencies. I was talking to another nurse who came through an agency. I hope she's going to give me the information. I know she doesn't want to come live to talk on the live. I know, and that's understandable. There's some people who don't like to be in the limelight, but I'm gonna ask her all the information, how she came, how she applied, and then I'm gonna talk about it consequently in one of my videos. So guys, I wish you all the best in whatever that you're doing. Let me go for my meeting. I like to go 10 minutes early, and I will talk to you soon. If you have a question, please type it there. I haven't done my hair. I'm wearing this headgear. I haven't done my hair. I'm gonna go and do my hair because I have to go to work tonight. So guys, I wish you all the best. Be good and remember to be kind. Thank you and God bless you.